Emma Bass, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Let's do
For
it.
blessing us with your energy.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, Liam, for having me here today.
So welcome to be here. I used to write intros down for people, but because I'm like retarded and can't read very well, it didn't work.
My dad's dyslexic and I think
really?
it's like semi-passed through me, but like I don't have dyslexia.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's just the
just-
ADHD.
No,
Because have you ever tried to read and it's like,
I can't.
Yeah.
I have to have audio books.
yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm an audio person.
Makes me feel so relaxed
Oh,
hearing
my
that.
God.
So I'll just basically give the basics. Emma Bass, DJ, influencer, content creator, businesswoman, entrepreneur. These are just 5. I'm sure there's a million. It's probably a shorter list of things you don't do.
And now I work for you.
With me, we're a team.
That's true.
Yeah, and now we work together as well. So the podcast is called Unbreakable. It's about interesting people doing interesting things. So we've had CEOs, influencers, fighters, millionaires, money makers, gangsters, rappers, strippers, everyone. It's cool. So like anyone who's interesting, we'll have on. And you're doing some interesting shit.
Sometimes.
You know, I think you're always doing interesting shit. Plus you bring the good energy, which is fun.
Yeah, ADHD energy always bounces off all fours.
No, it's good. It's going to be good for the podcast. So, I mean, that's like the basics. Like I can chop this up and we'll go through kind of all of them and what's been happening and, you know, what's up next. But like before, you know, you had your profile, before you started creating content, before you kind of learned how to make money, start and scale your own business, like, you know, where did you grow up? How did you wind up here? And how did you wind up doing all this?
It's a very interesting story. So I actually come from the Central Coast, made it out, not 16, I'm pregnant. Can I hear a
You know that I came from there too, right?
Wait, what?
I came from there too.
Where?
I got expelled from King of High.
I'm a Narara Valley girl.
Yeah, but I didn't even know this.
Gangsters.
Live. For everyone that doesn't know, this is a shithole area
Yeah, so
filled with the worst human beings.
some junkies.
Heroin addicts.
I don't mind them. They're still nice people. They're
friends that are
funny.
nice. I got friends that are in jail.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
friends that
happens.
got pregnant at 14, actually.
Oh, my God.
Mm.
I didn't even think I had my period then.
Yeah, no, they were figuring out ways to get pregnant. But it was a bad area.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
statistically, you should be like working the streets.
I know.
And I should be in
It's like
jail.
we came from the slums, started from the bottom, now we're here.
I'm loving this podcast. I didn't know this. Oh,
I know.
become best friends on the podcast. We hug on the podcast. That's cool.
Yeah. So I started there. I became a chef at the age of 16.
Right.
So I actually started really early, dropped out of school, which was like halfway through year 11 because I started a year before I should have.
Is this at Rara High?
Yeah. So obviously, great school.
It's not.
My principal was a legend, but I
Yeah.
still, when my last day, I walked away and I took a photo and he was in
Yeah.
it. He saw it. And then, yeah, it was
So interesting.
Yeah, so I started as a chef and then I did that for a few years and then I got into DJing, modeling, content creation.
Coast?
So I moved up here when I was 18. I actually met someone who was a DJ and then moved up.
Boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend.
Like, do you know why I know that? Because you don't like meet a friend and be like, I met someone.
I mean, I would move for a friend if they were like a best friend and they wanted to go to a country somewhere.
For sure.
You know what I mean? For like a
She
year
had
or so.
she had a DJ boyfriend.
Yeah, so then I started getting into DJing and then it all sort of like tumbled from there because I was like, obviously I need to start modeling to promote my image, my brand. And then obviously I got into also doing content creation because then social media started picking up in
When
that
was
sense.
this?
I mean, I think I started around 2016 properly doing everything. That's when my ABN's registered. So
Glad you've got receipts. It's like, I've got receipts I can show you.
sometimes when I do paperwork, I'm like, oh yeah, 2016. Yeah, that's right. That was a while ago now. And
This was DJing on the coast?
No, so I never DJed on the coast. So I actually moved up here. The day I turned 18, I got in a car, didn't sleep, and
I did the same thing.
Really?
I came here when I was 18 and never left.
No, I never left. Literally on my 18th birthday,
Same.
celebrated, and then my girlfriend drove me up here and we
Same.
kept partying.
I never left.
I partied for a solid week after that.
Probably less the bender. We just got a bag of meth.
We love it. Does anyone have needles?
Yes, we just did a heroin bender and then here I am. I'm joking.
No, it's
So,
only once. It's fine.
I mean, how do you know you don't like it if you don't?
That's true. You can't knock it till you try, but I definitely have seen people on heroin and I don't want to be there.
No,
so
it's not enjoyable.
that's the one drug I will probably not be trying for fun,
I strongly
recreational
recommend.
fun.
So straight to Sydney.
Straight to Sydney, and then I basically started working at, I think it was Claire's Kitchen at La Salon straight away, which is on Oxford Street. It's actually still there.
Oh, really?
Which is surprising after COVID, after all these restaurants have shut down, it's actually still there.
And this is as a chef?
Yeah, so I was an apprentice chef there, and then I moved to Jones Grocer, then I did another restaurant in Bondi SoCal, and then I got qualified, and then I quit because I said, I want to live.
Do you know what's so weird? I sort of copying a similar journey, but I moved here when I was 18, got a job. I was in banking and finance.
I'm pretty sure we're twins.
Yeah, we could be.
Yeah.
But then I hated that job.
Yeah.
And I became an entrepreneur.
Yes, that's exactly, because I was like, I love cooking, but this is
Yeah.
ruining my passion, because it's like, when I'm doing this 90 hours a week, getting paid for 38 hours, actually works it out. I was getting paid $6 to $7 an hour. I was a sweatshop.
People don't understand how hard that job is.
Oh my God.
That's why they're pissed off all the time.
Well, I now have an immune disease.
You knocked yourself literally half the day.
Well, because what I would do is I would work a 90-hour week, DJ a couple of times on the weekend, sleep 2 hours, go to work, do it all again, 16-hour days, 12-hour days.
Yeah.
Fucked my body.
Dead sense.
Yeah.
What's the deficiency?
So it's called HSP, like a halal.
What you were about to say, HIV. I was like, all right.
Yeah, don't share my drinks. No. And there's a new drug where you can HIVs and transmutants or AIDS or one of the two.
I think, in fact, actually, I was talking to someone the other day off topic.
Yeah.
I didn't know if AIDS exists anymore.
Oh, no, it does. But now you can have it and not give it to people.
I didn't think you could get it anymore.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was ungettable now.
So apparently it's obviously in like poorer communities and...
Or who don't have access to medication.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say the other community because it might sound right.
Oh, yeah, I mean, drug users. Yeah, it is. It's weird, but like from what I understand, and I'm retarded, it is like it starts with the first one, and then without medication, it progresses to the second one.
Yep.
And because there's medication now, people who get the first one get on the medication and they can't go to the second one.
Like someone even told me the other day, like when you get your first bout of what's that shit you get that comes to life, herpes.
Right.
You can actually get rid of it now. The first time, if you have it, you can actually take a pill that gets rid of it, supposedly.
Forever?
I don't know how reliable this source is, though. So.
I've never had any of these, so I don't know personally.
Thank God. Thank God. We are clean, everybody. Thank you very much.
You got receipts for that as well?
I do.
Okay, good.
We'll post them later.
One of my mates was joking the other day. He goes, it's weird that like AIDS isn't around anymore. He goes, wouldn't it be funny to like get it because it's heaps retro now? No, mate. He went, I'm like, he goes, yeah, but like you don't see VCRs anymore. So if someone had one, it would be really cool. I'm like, this isn't a VCR. This is a disease. You should not get it to be cool. So yeah, he didn't get AIDS, but
that's AIDS is just a whole nother fucking can of worms.
I just haven't heard of it. Yeah. How do we get from cooking to AIDS? Oh, your autoimmune disease.
I don't know. So yeah, my autoimmune disease is basically I get burst blood vessels under my skin.
Right.
Because my immune system attacks itself. And then I get really sick, I get really iron deficient, and then a whole shit ton of issues come along with it, including kidney failure.
And is this something you just have to manage forever now?
Well, they say you should have a specialist, but my mum is a naturopath, so I actually take vitamins, and CBD oil is actually really good for my condition because it's inflammation. Thank you, Crush. We actually really enjoy Crush. The gummies are the best.
Top of the range. Feel free to sponsor the podcast, Crush.
That's for 40% off.
Well done. That was very good.
Thank you. But yeah, so I had that, and then so I quit because I was like, I can't work these long hours anymore. Like I physically could not.
Yeah.
Because I was really bad for like a year and a half after that. Like I was really sick all the time. And then it was a big mental battle for me just because now I just don't think that I have the problem, so I don't have as many symptoms. Right. I literally gaslight myself.
I mean, do you think you've burnt yourself out a bit? Sounds like it.
Definitely did. I took on a lot because when you're ADHD, you're young, you think you can take on everything.
That's what I had as well.
Physically can't.
I know.
Your body will give out and you will eventually crash and burn.
I had the same thing. It's because I was in investment banking, so it's kind of like a badge of honor to work 20 hours a day.
Yeah, don't you love that?
I hated it. But now it's like
It's a big flex.
Yeah, it's not, but you think it is at the time, right?
And
but
then you get out of the industry and you go, what the hell was I doing?
Well, I quit banking. I'll tell you a good story because we were working on this deal to flip this company, and the two founders were like 28, 29, the guys from Manly, just surfer dudes, really nice guys. And I was talking to them in the hall, and I didn't even know they were the founders. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we just finished a deal with you guys, and we're just going to go to the beach." It's like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." And one of my friends goes, "Do you know how much they just walked away with?" And I said, "No, I don't." He goes, "We just flipped their company. They got 25 million cash each." And they,
Yeah, I'm just going for a surf.
yeah, and they didn't care. And but they were so nice to everybody.
Oh.
They were so chill. They had no ego, because most people who have that much money don't have an ego. Like when you've earned it and you had to work for it. And they were polite. And I'm just like, man, fuck, I want to be like that. I don't want to do this shit anymore.
It's like when I meet artists, it's either one way or another. They're super lovely, like down to earth. They're into their music. They're emotionally intelligent, or they're a cock.
Yeah, there's less of that in business.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think with performers, we definitely want to floss our shit a little bit more. We're dramatic. We're performers. Like that's the nature. Like
you've got to kind of love yourself a bit in that industry.
Like the dramatic, like bullshit that would be going between all actors in LA, and the shit they would all be putting on each other all the time. It would be horrible.
Well, I think you would be better placed to deal with it, because I think your experience in business would allow you to cut through a lot of bullshit that you see in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Because it's rife. It's everywhere.
You're a chef, you can deal with anyone.
Well, yeah. It's a taxi.
Male-dominated industry, number one.
Well, you've
not used to having girls in the kitchen that obviously don't look fucking retarded. Like, I swear to God.
Don't act retarded. That's all right.
I hate to say that, but every girl I've ever seen in the kitchen has been like, I don't know, like not really attractive. Like, I hate to say it as like a stereotype, but we call them bush pigs.
Are you flexing on our podcasts?
But I got a lot of sexual abuse from it.
Really?
Every day they'd be grabbing my ass, like.
Wait, this is when you're a chef?
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
16.
So this is a good pivot to go down, because this, for you, this will like translate across your cooking career, your DJ career, your modeling career, your content career, and your influencer career. Because whether people like to admit it or not, like that is in every single industry. And in the same way that in my world, like if you have thin skin in business, you'll get stomped.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think it's the same for a girl. Because
you have to be ruthless, even being a female. Like, don't understand the amount of business deals I've been fucked around on just because I'm a young female.
So let's just start with the chef industry, the cooking industry. Like, how do you deal with it when that's happening? Because it's not pleasant, obviously.
So for me, the only reason why I stayed was because I was like, I've dropped out of school. I need to finish something on paper so that if I ever go into another industry, they know that I've been committed for that amount of time, and they know I can commit to a task or, you know, a certain amount of period, or, you know, an apprenticeship is 3 years. But I got qualified early because I was already head chef and I was running kitchen.
And this is on the coast?
No.
And like what sort of, so they actually do that shit? Like people like grab you and stuff?
Yeah. So like I said
it's because we're young.
If I'm running the kitchen and I'm fucking getting paid fuck all, you need to qualify me so I get paid for what I'm doing.
But how do you deal with the like, how do I phrase this? Like unscrupulous people?
It's made me grow a really thick skin really young. It was really hard at the time, but to be honest, life and the universe will bring you lessons that you need to learn to prepare you for what's to come.
Tell everybody this all the time.
Because like I'd always be like, why me? You know, I'd always be like a little bit victim when I was younger because you're young, you know. I had big life lessons to learn really young, you know, like moved out of home super young.
Yeah.
Got a job super young, did all the things. So I don't know. I guess for me it was really hard in the beginning, but now I look back and I see my friends now struggling on like similar things. Even my mum, you know, sometimes she comes to me for advice about certain things like work or life, and I can give her that, you know, that advice because I have gone through it myself, which is really weird at a young age. But it's definitely made me grow some balls.
You're only child?
No.
How many siblings?
1.
I got 3. You the oldest?
No.
Youngest? Brother or sister? Older brother?
Right. So I have a...
I'm an asshole.
I'm Brad. I have an older sister. So she's actually a creative as well. She's actually a filmer for the Brisbane Hospital somewhere.
Right.
Or Gold Coast Hospital.
Yeah.
Gold Coast Hospital, yeah.
Yeah.
So she does all the filming and editing. So we're both sort of in the same space. I'm just on the other side. Right. So we're polar opposites, but we came out the same.
So she's not ADHD?
No, she's actually like really mature sometimes.
I love how you say we're the opposite. She's mature.
No, like she is mature. Like, and you know, she is. I don't know. She's just has more of an older soul than me. Like I'm really cheeky, young, and playful, and like. She's just like an older son.
I get what you mean.
Like she sometimes looks at me and is like, what the?
I've got two of my younger siblings are like that, but then one's like frighteningly the same as me.
Like I don't know how I came out the way I did because my mum's not like that. She's straight 180, doesn't drink, natural therapist, everything. Dad, I mean we all sort of drink on dad and me and my sister, but like we like my dad, he's a model maker, so we're all creatives.
Is it what?
So he makes models like armored cars, boats.
Right.
You know, like the Maritime Museum.
Yeah.
So he's actually made a lot of those miniature models in there, like the HMAS
Really?
Beagle. Yeah, if you search up my dad's name, like Mass, it comes up supermodel. Even
Because the way you were saying it, I'm like, what does he like create? How do you create models?
yeah, and he does like all like the little miniature what's it called? Like I don't know what the word is. Little miniature like armored thingies for like when they want to, say to governments, I want to create this torpedo,
Yeah, like
blah,
a
blah, blah.
prototype, I think it's
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
He does those as well for the army, like various around the world.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's crazy. Like,
And they still live together, your parents?
no, they are separated, but they are good friends. So
That's awesome.
yeah, we have
Gosh, you're
a
lucky.
family unit.
Yeah, I didn't have
Like my sister's about to get married, so we're all gonna
Beautiful.
get together. So yeah, that's gonna be weird.
And
My sister's gonna have babies and shit. I'm gonna be an aunt.
What happens? Might happen to you one day.
Oh god.
So they're both on the coast still?
So my mum and my sister in Brisbane,
Mhm.
and my dad is on the Central Coast. It's just me.
Right. Cool. That's the same as me.
Sort of spread, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind flying to Gold Coast. It costs like $100-something bucks.
I love Sydney.
Tastes like an
I
hour.
leave.
No, but I like going there during winter and be like, get rid of this weather.
Oh yeah, true. Fuck.
Because my mum's in like a t-shirt, be like, is it cold?
True. Actually, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, it is fucking freezing here. I have my aircon on. I'm in a tracksuit. I have my dressing gown on and 2 pairs of socks.
Just in Sydney. That's what we call a drama queen, just so you know.
I know.
So, all right, so let's bounce out of the chef career and into the DJ stuff. You started in Sydney.
Yeah, so I started because I dated a guy. So I
Very
got
random
into
for a
it.
young girl from the coast to date a DJ, by the way. Very rare. That never happened. I'm joking. Everyone from the coast dates a DJ.
I was like,
Sarcastic,
I
Emma.
know, man.
Every girl on the coast like a rite of passage.
I
Date a
know.
DJ.
So I had to do it. Then I moved
Yeah,
out
yeah.
to the art. It was fun because I actually started running his events with him with all friends.
Right.
So they now do like big boat events, warehouse events, and things like that. I'm not exactly sure what they do now, but they're still killing it. So I got into that, jumped on, helped him with promoters, running the events. We did like Sunroom, Ivy, Greenwood, all sorts of things.
Yeah. How good was Greenwood back in the day?
Oh my God, it was my first ever set was actually at Greenwood.
Dead set.
Yeah.
Really good?
Actually at Greenwood. It was mad.
Yeah.
So then after we broke up, I actually became a door girl at World Bar. Then I met Steph. Well, she managed me, and then I went from there and I started touring Australia. And
Okay.
yeah, so I played festivals overseas and festivals here. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where'd you play
unreleased-
overseas?
We did. So I did the Fiji unreleased grad trip. So I did 2 islands where I DJ'd on them. It was sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
So much fun, apart from getting E. coli. That definitely was not.
Your immune system wouldn't like that.
So yeah, both ends.
Order.
I'll do that. And everybody thought it would be funny to come in while I'm on the toilet with a bucket hugging myself. Yeah, it was fun because all my
Is that because you drank some like the water or something? Or
Well, because I'm gluten intolerant, so I mean, minus the wrap I had before, but whatever.
yeah.
I generally don't react well to gluten, so I was having salad, and no one told me the water's like dirty, like Bali or Thailand or whatever.
Yeah,
Thailand's not that bad.
I was gonna say I've been there 7 times. I don't think Thailand's Bali's supposed to be really bad.
Bali's really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. I've had Bali belly once, never again.
I wouldn't really want to go to Bali, to be
I
honest.
could shit straight for like a good month. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
No, it was bad.
I'm against Bali for like
I love it though.
one of our school friends got murdered in that bombing. Yeah. So ever since then I've just been like, I'm just not gonna go there on principle.
Oh yeah.
Because it made me sick to see that smiling rat get like 15 years where like
Only 15?
where like a drug dealer gets murdered, right? Like you can blow up, sorry, I'm going to go on a bit of a tear, but like you can blow up a fucking nightclub, murder women and children, but if you have a bag of rack, let's just like murder you. Like it just doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense to me.
So I'm
They're
just
a bit
like
backwards. Their politics are a little interesting.
So I can say this on the podcast because I know I'm never going to go.
Yeah.
Probably should not go to Bali now.
Yeah, I'm going to get hunted down.
We've ruined your Bali career.
No, I actually don't mind Bali. I'm probably going to go back there soon because
Yeah.
I just love it. And like the scene there is really good. Like I want to DJ there. I'm going to start putting out.
I've been told that it's good for that.
Very good party scene.
So you
for him.
prefer it to Thailand?
See, I've only gone to Koh Samui in Thailand. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Right.
I only did the Maxim shoot there.
So you've done the DJing Fiji. Where else?
I played Electric Gardens Festival here. Is that
Yep.
I think it's that Electric Garden. What's the one in that park?
Oh, at
They had like the silent disco. There's all like the house.
the one in the city.
Yeah,
Yeah, Hyde Park.
I think that's Electric Gardens, right?
It's where they have the New Year's Day thing. They have.
That field day.
Is it Phil?
I can't remember.
We're cooked. Yeah. Okay. So.
I did all that. Then what else did I do? So I got into sales.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now we're going. So we've gone from being a chef to being a DJ to being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
See, this is fun.
Yeah. So I got poached by a guy who worked for a company that was a silver partner to Telstra.
Partner?
A silver partner. So that just means we're like a separate company that's just like under
Right.
the parent company and like
Generic badge that they give.
subcontract out work to them.
Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, we did really good money there, and then he was like, "We're starting a solar company." So then I went over to there and started doing solar.
Right.
And then
What were you doing with the Telstra deal?
so Telstra, we were doing account management.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I did that for a bit, really good money. And then all third parties got shut down once all the shares got taken away, all that crap. You remember that happened?
Vaguely. What happened there?
Yeah. So like basically, I think there was just too many people doing dodgy shit. Like, because obviously they're like other companies that aren't under their direct control. They're
Right.
like subbing work out essentially.
You'd be amazed how much of that corrupt stuff happens. Like, we knew this dude, I won't say the context or the company, but like, he was in charge of giving out, he was a scumbag of a person anyway. I don't like this guy, but he was in charge of giving out contracts for this like big chain of businesses. And he would literally just be like, oh, just give me 10, 20 on the side and you'll get the contract. And he would do this to like everybody. And he would just take kickbacks and kickbacks and kickbacks. I'm like, this is not sustainable, man. Like, someone's going to say what you're doing and you're going
I
to
should have got a job in the council.
Yeah, well, he
Make
this was
like a 200K salary. Vibes on top.
well, he was in the private sector.
Yeah.
So it was like still bad, not as bad. If you did it in the public sector, it's like I think you go to jail.
I'm pretty sure you got a
Yeah.
job anyway.
Whereas in the private sector, I think like I don't know, it's like less bad because it's not like taxpayer funds or something. I don't know how it worked, but the point was this guy was like dodgy as fuck. So yeah, it happens. So you see that, and then that one falls apart, and then talk me through how you got into solar and how that's going.
So yeah, he basically poached me into solar, and then I started working for him, and then I've worked for a few companies, which I'm not going to name, where they haven't paid me. That's a massive thing in our industry.
Yeah, it's a
You'll
massive
work
thing in
commission.
business. Yeah.
So commission-based businesses tend to want to pay you a little bit funky.
Yeah, you gotta.
Got to find a right person for it.
Yeah, you do. It's hard. It's like I've never understood the concept of not paying someone for work. I've never got
It
it.
doesn't make sense to me.
But when you're young, you have this naive view that like people are good.
Yeah.
But then
I'll
you realize
pay you next week.
that it's shit.
I'll pay you next week, and then they pay you, underpay you, and you're like,
Doesn't it like blow your mind that people are like that though?
I give it to them straight. I'm like, don't treat me like a fucking idiot. I may be blonde, but that's peroxide, sweetheart.
Good. Have you got the money out of these people?
I always do.
That's it.
I don't have to have external help. I just talk to them. Literally.
Gangster.
Yeah. You scared the
Yeah.
shit out of them.
That's
Just
good.
give it to them straight.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're proud. Wipes tear from the eye. So that's like that's a common thing. People
Yeah.
say I'm not going to pay you.
Especially for females, I've noticed, like, when I'm in business, because there's not a lot, like, there is a lot of females in business now, but there's going to be more, let's say, in 5-10 years' time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's becoming more a predominant theme now. Definitely women are going to take over, and we're going to be so much better than men. I'm so sorry, because you guys have suppressed us for so many years.
I mean, like, it's good that you're getting
Like,
these.
What's going to happen when you suppress someone or you tell them not to do something or they're not worthy? They're going to do better.
Well, it's nice that you guys can vote now, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's a start.
I mean, my thing in business, because I've got over 100 people that work for me,
Yeah.
and I just don't discriminate. I don't care if someone's a man, a woman, an
Yeah.
alien, black, white. I don't care. Like, if they're out making money, I just don't care.
Why would you, like, discredit your stuff, or why would you actually be rude towards them when They are building your business.
Tell you why.
They make you money.
I'll tell you why
What is
people
wrong
are
with people?
I can tell you. It's insecurity. So I'll tell you how it works. And this is because my job in banking was dealing with CEOs. My job now is dealing with CEOs. In fact, this podcast is about founders and CEOs. But there's a small percentage of people who get into positions of power where they didn't really have to work that hard for it. They didn't really earn it. They didn't have to struggle. And for me, I feel privileged to be in my seat. But for these people, they feel entitled to it, meaning they're like, I'm here because I deserve to be here and no one can take it away from me. And it's mine because I'm owed it. And they think that like they're owed that position of power and they think the world owes something.
And everybody should kiss the ground they walk.
Correct. Yeah. But it comes from insecurity because people who are confident don't really treat people like shit, right? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. If you're a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers, you're not going to make fun of someone for starting a YouTube channel, right?
No.
If you're a pro fighter, you're not going to make fun of somebody who's learning to fight. If you've made millions of dollars by yourself, you're not going to make fun of someone for starting a business.
Yeah.
The only people who do that are insecure people. And it's the same with people in positions of power who get there, who feel entitled to it. Their only kick in life is being a dickhead to people.
And they don't want people to be better than them.
No way. Can I give you a perfect example? This kid that worked for me, he was a rock star and he bounced out and he launched I did a podcast with him last week. He launched a sauna blanket business.
Oh, wow.
Made
be killing it.
1.2 million in a month. Yeah. But I patted this kid on the back and brought him on the podcast because he's a legend, right?
Yeah.
If I was a small dick little bitch, I'd be like, cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd be like,
be proud.
Yeah. I married you.
No, but see what you just did there? That's what someone with a micro penis would get it?
And few of my exes have said things to my friends like, oh, I helped Emma get there, or blah, blah, blah. And they claim it now that we're broken up. And it makes me piss myself off.
But it's small dick energy. And it can be emulated from like men or women, but the concept of small dick energy, it's the same thing. If you're an insecure prick, you're going to be mean to people. You're going to rip people off. And I've never seen someone that's confident and secure be a dickhead to people, rip people off, fuck people over, because they don't do it. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I don't think it happens.
The self-made people have had to go through such a process of self-learning, self-acceptance. Mm-hmm. It's such a mental battle on top of the actual physical battle that you do, i.e., putting your time in.
Correct.
And then you also have to, as you're putting your time in, you also have to work on yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to better your business if you're not better yourself.
100%. It's almost like the self-improvement correlates directly to what you're doing in business. And the better your business becomes, the better you become. Because you're smarter, sharper, you learn more, you work harder, all this stuff, it kind of goes up together.
One thing I always tell people, you work out your body, you go to the gym, right? Every day or 5 days a week, whatever it may be, for 3 days, whatever suits your needs.
Yep.
Why don't you go to a psychologist? Why don't you work out your brain?
Good point.
I go I call every couple of weeks.
Well, we talked about this earlier.
Yeah, and I honestly, every time I talk about my issues with someone who I trust, has to be someone who you trust, and obviously someone that understands you and works for you, and you will click and you'll figure that out when you find that person. But you really have to honestly have someone who really deeply understands you and can give it to you straight. And tell you when you're being an absolute idiot or when you're actually in the right and someone else is in the wrong, or and then also they help confirm your actual thoughts. If you're like us, ADHD, your brain's like a hamster wheel. It's doing this 24/7.
Yeah.
So I'm always I have anxiety for no reason of what's going on. Number one, meditate, Wim Hof. That is the best thing I always tell people to do. The guy came and fixed my laptop this morning. I was like, you should Wim Hof twice a day.
What does that mean?
It's a breathing technique.
Really?
Iceman. Have you heard of it?
No, it helps you? So what do you do? Is the hand here and you breathe in and out? No, educate me.
So basically it's big, it's almost like balloon breathing. So you do that in and out for an extended amount of time. And then on your breath out, he tells you to breathe everything out and hold your breath.
Yeah.
And you feel like you need to breathe, but you've actually got so much air in your system that you don't need to. Yeah. So number one, you actually get better at holding your breath.
Yeah.
For swimming, whatever, smoking, whatever you want to do.
I've got the lungs of a 12-year-old.
I know, me too. I was
it's from the Central Coast back in all the smoking days.
When they came out, I had to get myself off that.
They're the worst. I reckon vaping's worse than smoking, to be honest.
It is. It gives you popcorn lung.
Yeah, they're both bad. So who do you trust that you can confide in that gives you that like confidence and reassurance and helps you calibrate yourself?
Funny enough, I don't like seeing psychologists. I don't like seeing counselors.
Mhm.
I see kinesiologists.
What do they do?
So it's a natural therapist. Basically, what they do is like, what I find a lot of people can't do as a psychologist is they can't actually get to the root of the issue. They can only really mask it for so long because a lot of trauma comes from memories from when you're younger. It's subliminally like in your brain and it's embedded in there, and that's why you have traumas from your childhood, past relationships, parents, friends, whatever it may be. So then basically a kinesiologist, what will happen is they'll actually get to the root of the issue. They'll actually figure out what age it happened at, and it's insane. They do this like testing on your arm and they'll ask you questions like, what happened at age 2? And it'll be like, oh, my parents divorced or my mum died or, you know what I mean, whatever the reason is. And then it's like, how did that make you feel? Okay. And then they take you through all the emotions and then they help release the emotion out of your body.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a real thing?
Yeah, it's a real
Did
thing.
your mom get you onto this?
No, my mum is a kinesiologist.
There we go.
So like I find natural therapy is the only thing that has made me progress quicker than most.
Right, and do you think that like when you keep your mental health in check, it's like translates through to your business and your career?
100%, because when I was younger, I used to be angry for reasons I'm not going to explain, but
I have the same stuff probably for similar.
yeah, like, you know, family issues, whatever, but I'm not going to add them on here. But, you know, I was angry. I was a victim. I was happy in my victim self.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm sad, whatever. And then one day you just want to snap out of it.
It's so funny.
You want better for yourself. You want to do better. You want to have better friends. You want to have better people around you. You want to have people that actually support you there.
God, I could just like inject this energy because I tell people this all the time. Can I ask you a question? This is a good way to cut this conversation. Do you, what you just said to me, right? Do you ever tell that to people to try and help them and they just want to listen?
Yeah, all the time.
Does it make you
People
annoyed?
always go to me, oh, I don't need help. I'm fine the way I am. I'm like, no one is fine the way they am. Everybody will continually need to work on themselves for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, but some people, like, they don't get it. They're just, I had this one, I wonder if I could talk about this on here. Yeah, I probably can. Can I talk about it? I'm going to talk about it anyway. It was a friend.
Let's call her Lucy.
Yeah, it was a friend who was in, like, a really abusive relationship. And this chick, like, would kick his door in, would smash his car, would, like, yell at him, hit him, spat at him. And he had a business. And I'm like, bro, you can't run a company when you've got this creature in your life. And he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, no, it's not that bad. I said, okay. I said,
yes, it's bad.
I said, have you told your parents? No. Have you told your friends? No. And I said, and I said, is it because you're embarrassed? And he goes, yeah. I said, you should not have to be embarrassed of your partner. And I said, furthermore, your partner is the foundation for your life. And if your foundation is shit, your life's going to be shit.
You're with them every day. It's like work. If you have a shit job, you're going to be depressed.
Yep.
I always say that
I was too embarrassed to talk about it.
if you let people walk on you in your personal life, family, friends, business, whatever it is, you allow the universe and you open that door and you say, hey, I'll accept it.
Correct. It's like a girl, like, this is a brutal example, but if you let a guy hit you once and you let him back in after that, in my opinion, like, you've invited what happens next.
And
So I'll do it again.
So I'm going to tell you now, I am actually a victim of DV.
Yeah.
I have actually
what I'm
had
talking
to
about.
go to court. I've been hit. I've had everything. I've been hacked everywhere, mainly in Sydney.
Same dude?
No, multiple guys. A lot of my boyfriends have physically hurt me
So,
or like punched walls not to punch me.
okay, can I ask then, do you draw the line after the first time?
No, so when I was younger, I kept running back to it. So to explain, like from a victim's point of view, when they are the victim, sometimes it becomes addictive, it does become addictive, the back and forth. And that's what they get addicted to, is the push and pull, I'm going to give you everything and then fuck you.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they give you, you know, that's 2 steps forwards, 5 steps back. So you're always regressing backwards, but they give you little bits and they feed you like a little bit of love. They give you a gift here and there, you know,
Yeah.
but then they're back screaming at you, you know, and it's generally narcissists that, you know, exhibit this behavior. And then when they obviously lay their hands on you, it's because you're not doing what they want.
What, how, like, for example, the first time you went through it,
Yeah.
compared to like the last time you went through it, how did you deal with it each time?
So I think the first time I was 15, 16, he was very violent. So my parents actually broke us up. Their parents. So my mum and his mum got together because I lived with them.
Really?
Yeah, so this was when I was an apprenticeship, so I would have been 16, yeah.
Coast, right?
Coast, yes. This was my first one on the coast. So we lived together. So our parents actually met up and had a coffee date and planned to move me out. So my parents came with both of their cars and moved me out and broke us up.
What did
Because
the dude say?
he was like, his mum was like, I can hear him slamming her up against walls and screaming in her face. She won't break up with him. He needs to go.
Really?
And unfortunately, I think her partner was like that as well. So she didn't want me to go through it because she was beautiful, his mum.
Yeah, yeah.
And like,
It's a shame when
yeah,
a mum spawns a piece of shit like
I
that.
know. And it unfortunately, it happens with their upbringing, like their father's hitting them or...
The thing is, I grew up with that, but I never replicated it.
Yeah,
I
I think
replicate.
you either go one way or another. You either go full victim and then you go fuck everyone, or you become aware of it and you hate how it makes you feel.
That's what I did. I did that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, me too. I think I was like, you know what, I'm fed up of being a victim. I don't want to be in this victim state. I'm fed up of it.
Yeah.
Let's go. So I had actually most of my relationships have been quite violent up until the last couple where they've just been mentally abusive. But I guess they
Where do you
just
keep
have...
finding all these winners?
So it comes from me and my traumas, and now I'm doing the work to undo that I'm not worthy,
Right.
I'm not confident, which I am confident in many ways, but when it comes to partners, I don't know what happens with me.
It's not uncommon for that to happen. Some people who are like really exhibit like lots of strengths outside that world, like that can be an area of improvement, you know?
I think with men, they get really excited. I'm a chef,
Yeah.
and they're like, I want to put you in the kitchen,
Oh, really?
make babies with you and put you in the kitchen, but I also want you to work, and you're going to do fucking everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm not putting myself to work like that.
The best relationships are where you just coexist.
Well, like, you know what? I am a chef and I love to cook for my partners. I love to cook for people. I always host dinners.
Yeah.
I always cook. I love it. But don't tell me I have to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to want to do it.
That's like, I do that all the time. Like, now that you've told me to do it, I'm not doing it.
I'm a very attentive girlfriend. I love, so like my main like love language is like acts of service. I'm very
Yeah.
acts of service and I always have it. I'm like my dad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely like my dad in that way. But it doesn't do me right. I give too much too early and then I get trapped.
Yeah, it's I think that's also an ADHD thing where you get that like dopamine hit at the start of a relationship.
And we go so hard
Correct,
and like we're in love in like 2 weeks.
Correct. And it
It's
like
intense.
it is. And but it can last, but a lot of the time it starts so high that like you're chasing that same hit. And if you don't get it, then
Yeah.
it can fuck things up.
It's crazy.
Do you feel like, how do I say that? So like that example that I gave you, right, of this dude who's like letting this person beat him up and stuff.
I just think he's too addicted to the like push and pull, and now it's become such a habit.
Yeah.
Because when these things happen for so long, it conditions your body into believing it's normal.
Yeah.
Because it's normal. We're creatures of nature.
Right. So do you think when like something that's fucked up gets normalized, you're so blinded that you allow
You normalize it and you gaslight yourself.
Right.
So as much as they're gaslighting you, you are gaslighting yourself to make it okay. But you don't notice until you're out of it. So I can gladly say now that it's half their fault, half my fault, absolutely. And I used to be like, oh my God, sorry, like I feel so bad for me. I'm such a victim.
Yeah.
No, it's both of our faults. It's your fault for letting it happen and it's their fault for being an arsehole.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to look at it.
It is. And like once you take that ownage and you actually really go, okay, I need to do something. Otherwise, I'm going to head down a path where I could get, killed, bashed a lot more,
Yeah,
break
it's
some bones, Like especially during COVID, you heard about DV going up and dying all the time.
I had to like tune out to that because I grew up in a house where sometimes the best part of the day was getting the fuck out of the house because I didn't want to be around that. And for me, like if I could go to school, there wasn't like fucking walls getting smashed. There wasn't like furniture getting broken, screaming, yelling, hitting, blood, all that.
Bad energy. All the time.
So for me as a kid, I'd be like, I get to go to school today. I don't have to see any of this bullshit. And then I would come home and I would fucking, here we go again.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to tune out to that news because, as you know, that ADHD people have too much empathy. So when I hear about it, I'll take too much of it on. So
Like when I start like listening about all these people like living in tents and shit, I start crying. I'm like, I can't do this.
yeah, I have to hide that.
The news off my TV.
Yeah, I've taken off my phone.
I've taken off my TV and I haven't had it on for like maybe 5 years. I just don't look at the news.
My eyes out, like clogging my ears
If I want to listen to dumb shit, I'll go on TikTok, honestly.
How good is it for relaxing?
I love TikTok.
So, okay. So what about, like, for example, do you think you're at a point now that you've seen all these bad behaviors in relationships that you can identify it and cut it off? Or do you think there's more work to do?
I definitely think it's now I can identify it and cut it off earlier, which I have been now. So now I'm just like, nah, got the ick. Next.
How good is the ick?
I know.
Wait, this saved me from so many shit situations. I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Like, I'm going to meet someone who's going to wow me away one day, and I know that will happen. But, like, till then, I think there's going to be a lot of the universe testing me.
What are your biggest icks?
Over a masculine men. I hate that.
Oh, you mean like
I'm the man. I have to be the man. If you say I have to be the man, then you're not a man. Yeah. I'm sorry, but you don't have to be a man to be a man. I don't understand that.
Insecurity.
Like, I just, like, I have to pay for the dinners. I don't give a fuck about pitching in half, bro.
Yeah.
I make my own money. Like, because what happens is eventually, some of my exes have done this. They don't let me pay for dinners, nothing, whatever. And then at the end, they'll either hit me with a bill or they say I'm a gold digger.
Yeah, you can't win.
You told me it's your culture. I didn't want to offend you. What the fuck?
What other one?
So it's either they're so not interested or they're so interested so quickly, and I'm like, no.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh yeah, it's so funny because I had this one of my mates. Like, why doesn't this girl like me? I'm like, you've messaged her 5 times today. Leave her alone. Nobody wants to be wanted. People want to be hated.
God.
People want to be spat on.
But to be honest, like, it's in some relationships I've just connected so intellectually with people that we
That's
just haven't
a good one.
gone through that bullshit of did he message, do I wait? Like, I never wait. I'm not gonna lie. I'll just pick up the phone and call.
That's a green flag.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. But I know guys do it because then I'll be like, you're online. Why haven't you replied? Because you've just posted a story. I'm like, I'm a CIA agent. Why haven't you replied? You can reply.
So you're insane is what you're saying.
I just look at things in a realistic sense and I'm just like, I don't get these games, but a lot of people play them like still. Like, it's weird.
Well, when you're in like business and entrepreneurship, because you got such limited time, that's why I just don't give a fuck. So I was like, I don't care. I'll just fucking fire a couple of messages. If they don't come back, I'll just move on.
Someone's like, oh, if you don't do this for me, then I'm going to go find someone else. Like,
who says that?
You know how many guys will be like, oh, I need a woman to do this, otherwise I'm not interested.
You serious?
I'll be like, yeah, go find her. Like,
people say that.
Yeah, I've had guys be like, oh, I only like blondes because blonde hair is like my thing. And I'm like, well, I only like nice people that don't actually start to like pick things out the first fucking sentence.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like one of those.
Biggest ick ever?
Oh my God, what is
when
it?
someone is like a dick to a public servant.
Oh no, that gives me the ick.
I can't look at anyone the same after that.
I say hello to my mailman. I say hello to whoever, like the guy who fixes my heels every fucking time.
You have a heel fixing guy?
So how often are you breaking? I have a hip issue. I'm getting surgery for probably hopefully in October or November or something.
Yeah.
So one of my hips is actually 3 centimeters higher. So you can imagine I wear down one side of my shoes or the other.
Is that a tilt?
It's because I have scoliosis because my hips they need to be. I need to have ligament surgery.
Okay.
So then all that will fix itself along the way after a few chiropractor sessions in like a couple of years. But yeah.
Okay. So what about like green flags for guys? What are like the green flags? Because they're the red flags. What are the like green flags?
I think for me, someone who doesn't like talk about what they own, who they are, and who they know. Oh my God. And like people take one look at me and I don't know why, but they think I'm super materialist.
Really?
I look like, because I'm blonde hair, blue eyes.
I didn't think that.
Shit. I open my mouth, I swear more than anybody I know. I don't know how I'm material.
No, neither do I.
Look, I do nice things. Like, I like nice things, like anybody.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to go date a millionaire and let them fucking abuse me every day.
That's why I don't like going to LA, because everyone's obsessed with stuff, and I'm like, I don't care.
I'm gonna get an LA sugar daddy for sure.
If you can, go for it. More power to you.
I think that would take it.
What other green flags?
I think for me, someone who is family orientated, someone who's not
their own family.
Yeah, but not like a mummy's boy. Fuck that, Italians and all those. I don't know what goes through their heads.
It's cultural.
Yeah, it is a cultural thing. I probably shouldn't say that. Don't cut that out.
Well, no, there's a lot of cultures where like they're like
But they expect
extra.
a woman to do a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we're going to work full time and be the fucking cook, the maid, the cleaner, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm going to literally spend all day doing shit for you, my family, and making money and never have time for myself.
Yeah. You got to, like I said, you got to be able to coexist. It doesn't matter what relationship
I
it
think
is.
like, obviously, certain women will obviously play a more feminine role in any, relationship dynamic regardless.
Yeah.
It's just our nature. Like men are going to fix the house when something breaks.
Not me.
not going to.
I'm not.
No.
I can't fix my own shoe.
Oh,
Do anything.
you should see all the furniture I put together with the screwdriver. It's all falling apart.
I haven't caught a bus or a train for like 5 years. I've never fixed anything. I'm just retarded though. It's nothing to be proud of.
Well, I'm actually retarded too. I tried to change the light bulb and I had to get my dad.
I can't do that. But I
call the parents. I'm like,
I get to a point where there's so many people that help with all of this stuff that I've become just not good at doing the stuff.
yeah. So I like to be independent and try do it myself. Like build my bed, build my
I
drawers.
can't do any of
They're
that.
both broken
Really?
within a year.
So, okay, so any other green flags?
Green flags. Oh, someone who likes kids. Pleasure.
What about animals? Who likes animals?
And animals.
Yeah, cats.
Yes, cats. Cats is a big one. If you don't like my pussies, get the fuck out.
That's going viral. Well done.
Like, cats are a really good judge of character.
Yeah, you're going to
So
like
I
pussy, otherwise how are you going to be able to get along?
All my exes would not come on the bed when we're in bed, you know what I mean? Like, they won't come on. Some of my, experiments I've had, they will jump on the bed, some of them they don't. So that's what I know.
Oh, that is so fun. Have you got one or two?
Two,
What are their names?
Milo and Raina.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Pablo and Peach, so... What? I've got a Colombian drug dealing cat and a Mario Kart
Just
princess
kidding, deliver
cat.
me a bag, yeah, man.
He's fucking fat. He should be on the bags. He should lose some weight.
Honestly, my mum, so when I was looking for places, so I'm looking for a one bedroom at the moment. Well, gotta love those price ranges in studio at the
Yeah,
moment.
I can't even talk about it.
$600 for a studio. Let's go. No, thank you.
Yeah.
My mum goes, oh, this place has heaps of stairs. And I'm like, the cats need it.
You're shopping for places that suit the cat.
Yeah, bottom floor. So that I can let them outside in and out. Because Milo, he's a Bengal, so he's a hunting cat. He needs to bring me birds and rats and mice and
Good.
bring them in the house and put all the fur everywhere. He loves it.
So, all right. So, kids, cat.
And also has to have a good sense of style. I can't be seen next to someone that dresses in Kmart clothes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so they're going to be dripped out in Gucci.
No, not even that. I just like someone with like an actual good sense of fashion.
Did a Dior. Clip that one as well. Yeah, right. So, dripped out in Gucci, Dior.
No, definitely not. I don't want the fucking
I'm a G-Way.
Lebanese Western Sydney drug dealer.
Hey, don't tag out Muhammad on this podcast.
Moe, don't worry.
Moe. Isn't it funny they're all called Moe?
Oh my God, what's his name? That Ibby guy on
I don't know,
Instagram.
but they're all called
The
Moe.
one where he's like, I've got my, what is it?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that
I've
guy's
seen
so
it.
good.
Isn't it funny? I just knew.
No, Ibby, a legend.
So, let's go back into DJing.
Yeah.
When you started getting into that, because everyone I know that's done it has said when they first hit their first set, they're like, "This is what I want to do. I love this." Do you have that same energy for it?
I still do 6 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, I have stopped at times, during COVID, and I had a partner who wanted me to stop, and all these things, blah blah blah. And then I've gotten back into it probably in the last year or so, maybe a little bit less now. And I'm definitely playing at all the clubs, but I mean, we don't really have a wide variety of clubs anymore. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be definitely more harder for someone to start now with the influx of DJs that we've always had.
I was going to
Minus, there's fuck all venues now.
Who are your favorites? Do you like?
So Noir, happy first birthday on Friday, by the way, Noir, Ronnie. So Ronnie, Roger, and all that, they all run that. It's a fucking mad club.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably one of the best next to Ivy, obviously for production, sound, what they put together as an actual event.
Yep.
Ivy is still really good. Obviously, they've been around for so long. I'm still wondering when it's getting knocked down. I don't know, because they've been saying they're going to knock it down for ages. James Pack was going to... Oh, no, that's not the one. What's his face? Fucking... That's the crowd.
Confusing billionaires.
I'm like, oops. Well, I mean, that's already been taken care of. I'm pretty sure he sold that to someone, and that's, yeah.
Which other ones?
Where else do I love the both, like C-Deck,
Oh, it goes out.
Island, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, the island.
I love saying
You played on that one?
The island. Haven't played on the island for a long time.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would like to play on.
What about your
Lately.
who are your favorite DJs?
I gotta say, Michael Bibby is one of them at the moment. God bless his soul. He has cancer at the moment. Yeah, I know. So
It's horrible.
he will make it. He's got this. His music is too fucking good.
Right.
I would.
From, sorry?
England.
Okay.
Fellow English lad. Woohoo.
Oh, right, English. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm English, French, half French. Moved here when I was 3
Right.
from England.
So, Bibi?
Bibby, I like. For my head, who do I like? Oh, I don't know. I like so many different artists. I hate being put on the spot. I can never remember names. So
like,
what's his name?
some of those I like are too mainstream.
Oh, I like Marla. I love what's their name? Oddmore? Yeah. Who else do I don't know. There's just heaps of random. I play a lot of European tracks.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
the EDM phase, like the, what is it, Ultra?
Yeah, see, I used to play dubstep, trap,
Yeah.
psytrance and all that sort of stuff. And
All that stuff.
like I headbang the dance.
Wait,
all
you
the
can
time.
sometimes you can like feel it like going through your veins.
Laundry was the best. R.I.P. Laundry.
Is that gone now?
President there, yeah.
Underground, remember you could like feel it going through your rib cage under the ground? Chinese Laundry was the best. Where would you?
Feel the condensation of the walls.
I remember exactly what. I felt
Everybody
like-
front row was so funny watching them. My whole set's just like gurning, hanging on the railing.
Probably one of those people. Do you reckon you're gonna take it overseas?
Yeah, I definitely will. 100%. Well, I mean, definitely going to take it to America. How about
Yeah.
yeah?
Have the Miami sets.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about this off the podcast, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're working with some big people.
Definitely
from
going to start hitting that. I've got some contacts over there, and I've got definitely people I want to work with over there, like big artists I already talked to, and I'm just like, when I come over, I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I will do like singing and writing, and they would do the production and we'll make tracks.
Yeah, because people don't know that you can sing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like normally people who are into like the arts aren't into business and vice versa.
So see, I get off on both.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I'm a real sick, twisted human
You
being.
fucked up.
I'm so glad we
That's why we've got you on here.
delete all of this.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not in my safe space.
Yeah, you know.
No, but it's good. I think for founders, right? You got to have the business side, but that creative side is very important as well.
Yeah, and like I work with marketing agencies, like my friends. So I feel like I've done sales, marketing. I've got a bit of like knowledge across everything. So it's good to know, like you don't need to practice it yourself. You pay someone to do it, but it's good to know what you want and how you want to execute it.
Yeah.
Alongside, obviously, the professional advice. So I always say to people, learn how to do everything yourself,
Yeah.
but outsource what you're not good at.
Do you hear me breathe a sigh when you said
Yeah.
relief? Because I
Yeah.
tell everybody that.
Go on Upwork, find someone for $6 to $8 an hour. It's fucking easy.
Okay, so can I ask though? I see this all the time. People in business who like bust their asses doing stuff. I'm like, you shouldn't even be doing that.
Okay, number one, there is AI automation. Now,
But
across
some
most things, just type it in Google what you need help with.
some people you got
and
to
research.
that badge of honor of like working yourself to death. It's better to be smarter than harder, right?
It's smarter to work harder,
Yeah, like I see.
not harder.
A dude, we were looking at putting some money into his business. He's like, I work till midnight. I was like, what did you do from 5 till midnight? And he said all this stuff. I'm like, bro, other people should be doing that.
Yeah.
You know? I tell people that all the time.
Like you can get people like call centers. Like people don't really care if you have a call center in Asia or whatever. They just don't prefer it when you're in sales.
Yeah.
When you're in like a service, like for example, you know, you have a telephone company or you're selling a certain product, you can outsource that to an Asian country for a couple $100 a week.
Yeah. Do you
You know what I mean? Why would you put someone on a wage for $800 here
Yeah.
when you could get it for $200-300?
Are you like putting infrastructure on your business to outsource lots of things?
We do outsource a little bit of things at the moment. Obviously, we're not completely in that stage where we can, you know, smash it, but
Yeah.
it's slowly getting there in regards to that. But I mean, I have scaled businesses and I have used a lot of outsourcing before.
It just makes life so much easier.
And now there's like ChatGPT. I just want to bring this up. This is our favorite fucking
My life.
I'm like, every time I need to write an email, I'm like, I need to write an email, first touch, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Boom.
Do you have edits out so your clients don't see it?
No, it's all right.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they're not catching up with all the AI automation, they're falling behind. I'm glad I can educate
Do
them.
you reckon that ChatGPT is going to like wipe out a lot of people?
Mate, the whole robot situation is going to wipe out
The
a
what,
lot of
sorry?
people. The whole robot situation is going to get rid of. They say in like 10 years' time is going to eliminate 50% of our jobs. Am I right in saying this or
It's
something?
not going to eliminate my job.
You know what I mean? Humans are always going to want that human touch, the personalities and like influences. I
For
don't
sure.
think they can, but they're already doing like AI porn.
Well, yeah, I saw that. I didn't
They're
actually.
marrying robots. Have you seen?
I have, in fact, you know what else? So you know how they used to have those like catfishing love relationship scams? That's
Yeah.
becoming automated now.
Oh, yeah. I love the scams where they're like, send me a nude. And then they hold a ransom for $400-$500. They're like, I will send it to everybody you love. And it's like,
Does that still happen?
it happened to my mate the other day and I pissed myself.
Okay, can we go down
I just blocked them.
a fun rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Like, you must see so much fuckery through your DMs.
And I also attract a lot because of my cheeky little personality. And like, I love the weird and quirky
I love
people
you're like,
to an
I
extent.
deserve it, Liam. I deserve it because I'm a whore.
You know what? Like, I actually fucking love getting a few fun, exciting, dramatic things here and there in my life. And I
could
think
be-
I'll always attract
This
it.
could
You
be
know?
a weekly segment. Slide into my DMs. Okay, so what sort of fuckery do you see in there?
Oh, I love seeing a random penis here and there.
Does that happen?
Yeah, it does.
How often?
Actually, not as often as you'd think because my page isn't all lingerie and shit. It's like DJing as well.
Sure.
So I don't get it as much as, let's say, influencers that I know are like very lingerie, swimwear, like that's their brand, that's their niche, but they get more creepy inboxes.
So what do they do? Tell me.
I love the ones I get like 7 sugar daddy scams a day. Baby, I'll pay you 5,000 USD, but you need to
these.
transfer me money, and then it's like you're giving them
I
Bitcoin. And
heard about this.
yeah, because I looked at it and then I was like, oh yeah, send me $5,000 to my email. I checked it out. I went, oh yeah, I'm gonna send you 150 Bitcoin. What is that in money?
So they're like catfishing to get.
Yeah, so they actually get money off these poor young girls who don't actually look into the fine print of it. So I was like, this is a scare, but I just want to see what they actually
So you've got,
send. So I went along with it for a bit, and then I went, ha ha,
you got
this is
mon-
brilliant.
so you got money scams, like dick pics.
I love the ones where they ask me for like my panties and shit.
No.
Yeah.
What do they say?
So I've sent it off before, but not me.
What do you mean? You should get like a dude to send them off.
No. So what I did was I got a guy to rub his dick all over it. I was like, can you do this for me?
Did they?
That'd be really funny.
No way.
$350, baby.
So
Boom.
like touch some dude's dick.
And then like there'll be guys that'll be like, oh, can I get like naked photos of you? I'm like, here's my PayPal, $150, and I block them.
That's so good.
I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna ask me and like be as rude to not even ask if I'm comfortable for you to ask, well then I'm gonna take your money, bitch. Bye.
We got some big influencers that work for us.
Mm.
And some of the stuff that they'll send us that like people send them, it's insane.
Like, it's like I get every day, hey, do you have an OnlyFans? It's like asking someone, hey, do you get naked and like finger yourself for me? That'd be really nice. I'd really appreciate it. And I want to pay like $5 to see it. Mm-hmm.
So okay, what about? Do you know what an incel is?
Incel? Is that like incest?
No, it's really hectic. It's
Oh.
a community of young dudes, mostly from the US, and they like can't get laid, so they like hate girls.
Oh, bless them.
No,
They're the
not
ones
bless
that
them.
start shooting up
Yes.
buildings and shit.
Can we take away that blessing? They should not be blessed.
Well, I mean, everybody deserves to, have a good shot of life, but they all need to stop breathing air.
There's someone so
Right.
when you shit up that scene.
Maybe we just need to start having like charity days where women just go, I'm going to fuck this guy so he doesn't blow up a school. Wow.
But like, we could save the world one blowjob at a time.
That is like a court hearing. If I only had my dick sucked just once.
You get a sentence reduction for like lack of intimacy. Like, Your Honor,
Plead the fifth. Is the pleading the fifth? That's a crazy one.
Your Honor, I'd like you to know he's only had 5 blowjobs his whole life. My God, he shouldn't be in a prison. He should be in a psych ward. Yeah, no, they actually exist, Eric. So they can't. But what they do, they have these communities where they.
Wait, there's people that actually claim they're these people that go in these communities.
Yeah. So they've got Reddit groups, right? So they're like.
Of course they have a Reddit group.
Eyes when you said that, like, you know exactly the type of guy.
Oh, yep.
What they do, they band together and they create these communities of guys that can't get laid, and they talk about how much they hate girls.
Oh,
And
so sad.
It is sad. It would be sad if there wasn't maliciousness, because what they'll do, they'll like
openly target people on the internet and stuff. Yeah, that's dangerous. It takes one wrong guy having one drink just to be like, what's her address?
Correct. And we get some of our big influencers are like 300-400K. And some of the stuff these incels write, like I'm gonna kill you, and yeah, like really graphic stuff.
And like you have to actually take that to the police, because if anything happens, you actually need a track record.
Correct. And
so they can be caught if, God forbid, something happens to you.
One of these girls sent it to me, and I was like, and she goes, what do you think? And I read it, and he would write mom, M-O-M, and he would use all these colloquialism. Like, first of all, he's from the US, so he's not going to come to Australia and try and kill you. He's just a lonely little kid who can't get laid.
Yeah.
He's taking out...
He's a little keyboard warrior.
Some of the stuff he would write was like, I'm going to cut your head off. And she's like, I'm really scared. I'm like, you would be maybe if you're over there, but you're just a little nerd.
It's like he doesn't have the capacity to be able to book a flight, come over here. He's going to stay behind. He's get it up.
If you ever saw this girl...
He would walk the other way if he saw this other woman.
But like, they exist, and there's like a community of them.
Oh, that's horrible. Do you know what's crazy about, unfortunately, with, places that are allowed to, exhibit these behaviors and continue to grow communities.
Yeah.
It happens a lot in America. I hate
100%.
to say it. Cults, all the big cults and genocides happen there. I know.
Breathing this energy.
When I'm like, I think about the law, like the gun laws. Like one of my girlfriends who I shot with at Maxim recently shows.
No pun intended. Like one of my girlfriends be like, shut up at school.
we shut up at school.
My incel girlfriend.
We actually so we met. Her name's Melissa. She's gorgeous. She just did a cover of a magazine. She was actually near a shooting, and it was all on her story of people being like, I hope you're okay. She obviously had to post, obviously had to post, hey guys, like I was there, yes. And I am okay. Obviously it is a bit traumatic, blah, blah, blah. But it's like the fact that someone has to put up that they're okay on their story and they didn't get shot.
Well, I have to do. I was over there when the Virginia Tech massacre happened. Hectic. To 21 people. There was bodies like, this is horrible to say, but anyway, this is the world. There was bodies that were slumped out the window because they got halfway out, and he shot them halfway out, and they didn't. It's fucked up because it's like they were so close to escaping.
And they just copped it.
And he was the same sort of kid as we were just talking about. Like, I don't know if he was like a self-described incel, but
it's always my mum and dad didn't love me. Girls don't love me.
The second one's the one.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know where it comes from. Like,
I think it comes from, obviously they've had a disruptive upbringing, and then their whole world's been changed, and then it just takes one bad thing, and that's made up their mind.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's what you said before.
But it also could be like hereditary chemical imbalances that you can't predict as well.
I think a lot of them are victims where they're like the world hates me, so I fucking hate the world.
Well, that is like a big thing as well. But you also got to remember, like, if you are a killer, generally your family will be killed. Look like at the Ivan Milat's and all that stuff. Like the cousin stabs someone at school, his best friend or something. Like, if it's in their blood, like, they have tendencies like that.
That family's cursed.
Yeah. Like, if you, it's I don't think it's more a blood thing. I think it's more an environment thing. But I think also you can, like, there's got to be something wrong with their brain chemicals. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's a hard one to sort of squash. I think there would be a lot of factors.
There are. Here's one of the big ones. Like, if you and me have a shitty day, we can go home and kick a wall, right?
I'll probably go Wim Hof. And then
for sure.
Think a bottle of wine.
But you don't have access to an AR-15. You can't go home, look at a fucking weapon of war and be like, should I do it? I'm not going to do it.
It's like, not today.
Like, do you know what I mean? When it's so accessible, like, I'm sure there is a small amount of people over there where they're like, I just had a shit day, probably shouldn't have picked up the gun and killed everyone, but it was there and I did it.
And now I've got it.
Tactic.
Yeah, it's actually insane. There are some people that have come forward and, like rapists, people with like sick mental issues that have been like, I actually regret it every time I do it, and I should be locked away. And it's like, why did you let it get to that point? I just think they're, like, I hate to say it, like weak.
I was about to
size people. Yeah, unfortunately.
Don't hate to say it, because I unfortunately say it all the time. Like,
but I mean, you got to be savage when you look at things like that, especially when it comes to, you just got to be black and white.
Well, I say it in business all the time. I'm like, if you want to be a pussy, go fucking work at McDonald's. I can't help you. Like, it's true. Like, I have people and they're like, oh, I would have started, it hasn't worked. I said, do thing 1, 2, 3. Next day, I said, did you do the things? I'm like, bro, go work at Coles.
I have ADHD and I can finish the task. If I can finish them, you can.
But that's the thing. If you can overcome that disability, which I also have, like, there shouldn't be an excuse.
I think growing up was the hardest with ADHD. So I got diagnosed at a really young age and they tried to medicate me, and then my parents said no.
Really?
So I'm unmedicated. I meditate with CBD.
Do you? That's good. Well, here's a tough statistic. They say that on average, a kid with ADHD gets told over 5,000 times how bad they are at stuff.
Yeah.
5,000 times.
Yeah.
Imagine being told 5,000 times you suck.
When I was young, I used to just jump on tables and run out of the classroom.
I got expelled from King of High.
You got expelled from King High. How the hell did you get
expelled? Desk out the table. and then the psychologist goes, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Well, there was a desk and there was people, and I thought these people might not have seen a desk go at a table before, and I thought I could show them something new."
My thing was, I've got a massive scar here, like you can see here. That is from me jumping out of my classroom into a bush and legging it over a fence. I have. Oh wait! I
actually do. Oh, it's a big one compared to
oh yeah, like this was big, so I got a whole stick that went like that and opened me up. And I kept running. Didn't give a fuck.
Was this at school?
Yeah.
So you didn't get expelled?
Oh no, I always had the police chasing after me. It was hilarious. Because obviously the school would have to be like, she's gone again. I'd be getting like stoned or something, eating chicken down at the fucking... Obviously not when I was in like kindergarten or anything, but...
My little 5-year-old with a bong and a bag.
What's up, guys?
So I'll tell you what, I love how we can go from like sliding into the DMs roundabout throwing desks out.
No, that's ADHD conversations for you. They pivot every 2 seconds. I don't even think anybody following this will think it makes sense.
But the good thing is I'll just clip everything so we can make a TikTok. If people don't...
I work with ADHD. Thank God everybody has fucking small attention spans these days.
I'll watch the podcast. Fuck them. So DMs. So there's the scams. There's the dick pics. There's the incels. Anything else weird that goes?
Oh my God, I love the ones that are like, "You are the most beautiful girl I've ever seen," and I'm like, "Have you said that before?"
Most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
Can you even talk with that much cock in your mouth? Fuck. I'm like, stop. Just be normal. Be like, "Oh, you're beautiful." Don't be like, "You're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen." Get on your knees and suck my dick now.
The funny one is where, there was this thing that went viral the other day about this. Oh, it's so cringe. Like my face was like I ate a lemon. This guy leaves this like creepy message to a girl, and it's like, "Hey, so anyway, I was shooting a movie. No big deal. Kind of a movie. Kind of a big deal. Anyway, I thought I'd leave you a voicemail because I don't want to be one of those weirdos that writes a rambling text." I'm like, "Bro, you're being so fucking weird." Like, you know where you can like feel your skin.
When they start reciting a message that you can just tell they're fucking like, it's almost like they're reading up a script. These narcissistic pricks.
What do you mean? What do they send?
Like, I don't know. When they're just trying to be so over friendly and they're trying to be everything that you want in the beginning, and then give a fucking 2 weeks, they'll be annoying. Yeah. But it's like, they'll always be like, "Oh my God, so, what are your interests? What do you do?" And then like 2 weeks in,
interests
finished.
All over your page though.
Yeah, like my mum.
So really need to ask you your interests ever.
My mum the other day goes, "What jobs do you have now?"
No, but I think you need to be stimulated.
I do. It's the ADHD. I'm like, I don't care what I'm doing as long as I've always got a project. Like, I honestly, and it's good
that you complete them too.
No, it's good because like it's like this market now, especially with social media, it's ever changing. It's changing really quickly. So if you do one thing, you're always going to be left behind. So you need to do multiple things. Skip.
Well, to that point, it's because I've got around 7 brands running at the moment. Like, I'm not a hobby entrepreneur. Like, they all make cash. But the good thing about, to your point now, is that like you can make a brand that can make money. You can take the training wheels off. It will keep making money, and if you want to add more in, you could have 100 of them. You genuinely can have 100 streams of income.
You can do anything 100%. If you have the right team and the right people around you, which is the biggest thing. Obviously, you need people you can trust. Like, there's nothing worse than like my mate the other day. He was like, "Fuck, one of my staff just ran off with 200K," and I went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Yeah, and a lot of people, and they disappear. They drop off the face of the earth, and then it's very hard to contact them and go to court.
We got done over for 130K. That was everything that I had, and get this. Have I told you this story?
No.
So we got robbed of 130K, personal account, business account wiped. I had a 3-month-old baby girl. I had $1 in the bank. I couldn't afford a bus over the Harbour Bridge to get home. I couldn't afford baby formula. I couldn't even afford to kill myself because I couldn't afford a rope. So I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm fucked.
It was so
So I literally had no money. But to your point about not being a victim, I was like, I can't there's literally nothing I can do. Like I'm
Especially with a kid, you just need to pick your shit up and deal with it.
So I literally grabbed my phone and like duct taped it to my hand. I was like, it's just not going to come off until I've like made 50 grams worth of deals so that we can live. And I just didn't take it off for the whole week. And like, you know, it took a year and a half to recover.
Yeah.
But we recovered like 10x. We 10x'd what we were doing. And I wouldn't have done that if we didn't get robbed.
Sometimes I find that the worst things in your life, like the lowest points, are always the best.
100 million.
I always say to people, don't think about the worst. Think about what you can take out of a situation so then you can move forward and implement that.
That's, you literally like scooping this out of my brain. What, can I ask, what's like, so that's my like worst thing that turned out to be the best thing. What's some of the worst things that have happened to you that ended up being the best things that happened to you?
Me going on a call with my ex.
Right. So let's start with why it was so bad.
He was hacking me. He's actually a fellow DJ. I'm not going to say his name. So he already had access to my laptop.
Why?
Because we were dating and he was my boyfriend at the time.
Boyfriend's access to your laptop?
Yeah.
It's a rookie move.
Well, because I had a 1-bedroom apartment in the city, and then when I'd go tour and fly out, I'd be like, here's the keys to my apartment.
Right.
Yeah. So he had access to everything. So I got like keystroke, all my passwords would be sent back to him. I had to send him the bill of the IT guy, put up all the firewalls. I got PTSD because I was getting my location sent to myself and death threats.
Did you have to go to court for this?
Yeah, I won.
What
happened? An AVO. I think the AVO's up now because it was a while ago. But I mean, they didn't do anything, and AVO does fucking nothing. He terrorized me for so long.
How long?
And they were like basically like few months, and they were basically like, oh, until he kills you can't really do much.
Yeah.
Until you physically get hurt, the police cannot do much. Even if it's mental abuse, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So that's putrid, and I hate people like that. But let's like, so what was the most like, what were the most challenging things to deal with when you had to do that?
Well, my parents are going through a divorce, so I didn't tell them I was going through court.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad's best friend was a very high up policeman.
Right.
So I contacted him because my dad was obviously not in a good way. So on top of my mental stress, I just moved to Queensland working with Shami and all that as an influencer and a food content creator. So not only was I hiding it from them, hiding it from my parents, I just moved away from all my friends and I was in Queensland and it was fucking boring. And then I had to go back for court and like it was just, it was a crazy time. And like obviously after my parents' divorce, I told them what happened and they were like, what the fuck? Because like I had to do a lot of therapy after that because when you're getting your location sent to you, getting threatened, you think you're actually going to die. And like I think about it, like it's stupid that I believe that, but like when it's someone you trust and he was trying to help me, but it was him doing it.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? So it'd be like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, it created stories around people that, because he was hacked into my Instagram, so I was seeing the guys I was talking to because, so get this, we weren't dating, we dated afterwards because I thought he was helping me. Yeah, I know, it was a whole fucking movie.
It's like a horror movie.
I know, and I was like, this fucking cunt is still roaming around like nothing's happened.
So you got your AVO?
And yeah, did a lot of therapy and moved on.
Did they get charged?
No, not really for nothing.
No, it's all good to stalk people, no one cares.
It's fine, just, have actual proof. And he admitted it to me because I made him admit certain parts. And I literally have the recording still.
So how did this like fuckery and this horrible thing you went through end up being a good thing? What did it lead to that was good?
It actually pushed me to work harder on myself. That was the main thing. And then that's obviously rolled on over into my social life, my business life, everything. So I think that was like the main thing that it was actually really good for, because when you hit that lowest low, when you're at your worst, like I was having panic attacks. I've never had that in my life. I don't have that now. I don't have anxious problems, nothing. So like that for me was like a big thing. So I haven't really had anxiety before. And from then on, I've had like little bouts of anxiety here and there. But like I think that it's really, even though it was really bad and it really fucked me up for a while, it's really helped me put a lot of things in perspective as well.
Right.
Like I'm lucky just to be here on this earth, honestly. We're lucky to be like with a roof over our head, with food. There's people within worse situations.
Isn't it funny? Like I try and like convey that to some people all the time, but there's certain people who can't look past their trauma and they think that whatever has happened to them, that's the worst thing that's ever happened in the whole world. you know, where like whatever's happened to a person on that day, they're like, nothing could be worse than this. Like, this is the worst thing. But to your point, you know, when you can zoom out and kind of look at it from a higher distance.
Well, you have to look at it, your perspective, their perspective, and anybody else's perspective, because you look at it 3 ways, then you can go, oh, I can detach from that emotion and just see it as it is. Because you need to, the biggest thing as humans, we need to detach from our egos and start to look at it without so much emotion.
Well, to that, again, to your point, like when I lost all my money, do you know how humbling that was?
Oh, honestly, it is humbling. You start to go, oh, fuck, I'm in this position for a reason.
100%.
And then you go, okay, what have I learned?
Even now, like I genuinely believe if someone just took 2 million out of my account tomorrow, I would just be like, I'd be annoyed. But like
I would be annoyed too.
But my identity is so detached from all of that I just don't care, you know?
And I think, you know, these life lessons happen on purpose.
100%.
Like these are put on our path to make sure we are prepared for things.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Especially in business.
But you figure this out at a very early point in your career. Sometimes this takes people like 20 years to learn, you know?
Yeah.
It's still a baby.
Like, as much as I am a baby, I have a bit of an old soul, but I'm still cheeky and I'm still learning a lot.
Yeah, but it's I feel when you're people who do their own thing come up the curve a lot quicker. Because when you're like coddled by the world and you've got a 9-to-5 paycheck and, you know, you get kissed on the dick every morning and told you're beautiful.
I mean, in ways, it's good that, you know, those people that are conditioned, they do have that support group, because, like, you know, growing up, I felt like sometimes I didn't know what was wrong from right because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I moved away from home so early. And so I had to teach myself a lot of things. So it was harder, but I learned in a way where it's stuck. I always learn the hard way.
I was just about to say.
Yeah,
hard
fucking
way.
love it.
What do you find, again, because another thing that we talk about, particularly on this podcast, is that like the name Unbreakable kind of comes from the fact that every guest on here has been through some hectic stuff and has like not been broken by it.
Yeah.
Hence why they're here talking about it.
Honestly, Central Coast, bad boyfriends, all of this.
It's a bit weird. I would never. I didn't know all of this back part. That's so weird.
And like, I honestly have never come out and publicly spoken about it either.
The things you went.
Yeah, I've never actually, like, obviously with the stuff with my ex, I went to his manager and I said, you need to know about this, because if he does it to another girl, like, you're going to fuck up your brand.
He will do it to another girl, just so you know.
Oh, I really hope. Because then I will cook him in a pie like you. You remember that you?
Oh, no. How do I know that?
I love that series. I'm one of those girls that love watching serial killer documentaries.
Is it called You?
Yeah, it's called You. Remember that guy from...
where he's like, it's you. And she's like, me, I'm not on TV. He goes, no, it's you. And she goes, no, I'm not me. But he's trying to say the show.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, so You is like, he's a serial killer, but it's actually so interesting because he goes through all the remorse. And then he goes through all the reasons why he justifies it for himself.
Really?
Yeah, it's intense. Netflix. So it starts off with his obsession with this girl, and then he's not good enough for her, then becomes good enough. It's also a little bit like going through the emotions of these people who don't think they're good enough for people, so they have to act a different way. Narcissistic behavior. Right. I've had that happen to me before. Guys absolutely lie to me about everything.
Really?
Yeah, 100% to impress me. And then obviously I slowly start to figure it out, and then I can't trust a word they say, and then I break up with them.
Yeah, it's good. Does that like dampen your view on the world, or do you still like remain reasonably optimistic about the world?
I'm reasonably optimistic, but I'm very cautious.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you have gone through a lot of trauma, the first thing you're going to think when these situations happen is the worst. I mean, it's the best and the worst situation because you're never going to get fucked over again. But it's also, the bad thing about it is like, when I get in a healthy relationship, I'm going to be questioning his fucking actions.
Yeah, it is.
Everything he does, I'm going to question. I'm going to keep it in my brain. I'm not going to voice everything, but it's going to be hard on me.
Isn't it weird though that like you learn all these lessons from the trauma, but then like the catch-22 is that you've still got that
no matter how much you deal with your trauma, you're always going to have that little bit of baggage.
Yeah, correct.
I always firmly believe everybody's going to always have like a specific change that happens to them because of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, it's interesting to see how people react. Like, I don't know, like I guess in the beginning I was very victimized and I was like, oh, poor me, you know, and then I grew the fuck up. So I was just like, now I'm just like, you know what, this has happened. And yeah, people judge me. You know, people are either going to love you or hate you, especially having a strong personality. Doesn't matter if you're the best person in the world, people are still going to speak about you.
Yeah, of course. Especially in the online content creation world.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. People talk shit about me all the
But
time.
how good is it to like? But how good is not giving a fuck?
I just say to them, I go, I'm like, that's interesting. I'm like, thanks for the free marketing. Bye.
Yes.
I love living rent free in your head.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't even think about you. One of my ex-best friends, she still goes around, talks so much shit about me. We have not spoken in 3 years, and she acts like I've killed her mother yesterday.
Really?
I don't know what's wrong with some people.
If someone says something about me, they're like, "Oh, I read some article you're in," and I said, "Do you know what I've read about you?" Guru, you don't need to be a dickhead. I'm like, you started it.
You want to start bringing up articles, huh?
Yeah, but if you take everything on board that everyone thinks, you're gonna ruin your own life. Like, you literally need to detach and just not care. The less you care, the happier you
Like an article I read the other day was like, women are more likely to be serial killers if they like serial killer documentaries.
I read the same article. I don't know any female serial killers.
Yeah, neither do I. We all fucking love true crime.
Yeah, I know. That's what I think that article was right.
I'm just like, I think it's rigged. It's like a Daily Mail article.
Daily Mail. So another theme on here is like, you know, the concept of like, you're the sum product of the people that you hang out with. Like, who are the people that have molded you as like an entrepreneur, as a DJ, as a content creator, and as a person? Like, who have contributed to like where you're at now?
So I definitely think like my previous managers and the teams that I've worked with definitely helped mold like my DJing career. And, you know, I actually, a lot of managers I've been with, like some of them, I just haven't thought, why am I paying you money? Like, it gets a bit like that sometimes. But I feel like the people who you're around are definitely important. With music, it was always like a community, but also you got to be really careful because they'll be nice to your face, stab you behind your back. Because it's very competitive. But not everyone's like that. It's obviously just a portion, but that's everywhere in the world.
That is a tough
and in
industry.
Any industry, you know what I mean?
Working with the management team for Peach, and she's like getting so exponentially famous now. But it's such a cutthroat industry because like there was a new team and they're just like, it's so difficult to deal with. And I was just like, man, I would hate to be in this industry.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's so ruthless.
It's really ruthless, and it's also very egotistical because a lot of these assholes have egos. And they, unfortunately, like what I've come across in the industry is they're either super professional or they want to fuck you.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, you're a woman and it's a male-dominated industry. What are you going to expect? It's like, imagine if I was a construction worker on a construction site.
Yeah, you managed to navigate some pretty nice industries.
Yeah, but I like the challenge, I think.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think, and like,
You're like ready for battle.
My dad used to say to me, you know what, you love these fucking rocky relationships. He goes, you're the nurse.
You'll be careful, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
You go around fixing too many broken birds.
So, yeah, when I was younger, I'd love to be the nurse. I'd be like, oh, but there's a part of you that loves that they're more fucked up than you because you feel better. And there's a part of you that deflects your own inner healing process as well.
Yeah, I had a bit of fixing broken bird syndrome for a while.
I did too.
Yeah,
you can't fix shit.
At one time, I called my house like a halfway house. Like little birds come in, they get their little wings fixed, and then we fly them away.
Honestly, there was a point where I was like paying for my ex's rent. I was building his business.
Well, we got so many. We've got so many influencers on the books. Like, I will literally get phone calls. Like, a rapper will call me up. He's like, "I've been stabbed and I need $100." I'm like, "Here you go." Or like a girl will be like, "I got fucked over. I need like $200." I'm like, it's like literally like babysitting a bunch of like adults sometimes.
And creatives were so dramatic. I am
big time.
So dramatic.
Right? No, you're not that bad.
No, I have my moments. You don't want to see me on my period. No.
Yeah, just let me know so I can not talk to you for that week.
Like, I block it out in my calendar. Don't talk to me.
Make it a red badge. It's like, why am I red?
Bring chocolate to this address.
Like, dangle some chocolate.
And cappuccinos, almond milk, and sugar, please.
So, like, what? Because you've done all this quite young. There's a lot of cool shit going on. Like, the next 5 or 10 years, what do you want to be doing?
I'm gonna have.
I know what I want you to be doing.
We're gonna be doing lots of recruiting of talent,
Cool stuff.
And then we're gonna branch off into multiple things in that sector. I feel like there's a lot we can do in that space. So, media space, we're gonna be across. Entertainment, DJing. Singing, I'm about to release an EP finally.
Awesome. That's really good.
Then I'll release some covers first.
When are you doing that?
Well, I just need to get onto my producer and sort it all out.
Why do you do this?
Soon. Yeah, no, it's just because I'm moving houses and stuff. I'm just
awesome.
fucking so behind now. I just got everything in one go. So I've got to release my covers first. So I'll record them, mix them down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I'll start releasing probably a couple of months.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And so you want to kind of do more stuff in the social space.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've always got like brand work coming in. So I'm on the freelance platforms. I apply for work and I get brand work, advertising this and doing that, shooting for this person.
Kind of how we met.
And it's perfect. Honestly, it's such a fun job. I meet so many interesting people. The one thing I love about being a creative is being spread across all these different industries. A lot of creatives are also spread across different industries as well. So you get to network.
Will I say you network?
Yeah, love networking.
Sounds like Miami's probably a good place for you to be after this.
Honestly.
Well, we've got some stuff over there.
We can just put my cats in a private jet, fly them over, and I'm in Miami, baby.
I don't like it that much, so maybe I'll send you to go for us.
No, I'll go every couple of months.
So another thing we're doing here is like we'll get people in that are like dominating something, right? And then at the end of the podcast, we'll get them to give advice to like the younger versions of them. So for you, for example, girls that are coming up in male-dominated industries, whether it's being a chef, a DJ, a model, a content creator, like if you could give advice to like when you were coming up in through all this, what sort of advice would you give to the next generation of girls?
Trust your intuition and don't be so hard on yourself. Don't compare yourself to others because you don't compare to them. You're a completely different person.
That's good.
You can't be like, oh my God, this model has the best body. You don't have her genetics. You can't look like her. That's just fact. That's just the way we are, and you just got to accept shit. I think everybody needs to stop being so hard on themselves and accept things the way they are.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think once you've done that too, you can perform better.
Yeah. Things don't piss me off as much more. I'm just like,
neither.
I'm annoyed, but I'm over it.
Well, even with the ADHD stuff, like it is what it is. I can cry about it, or I can build stuff around it.
Exactly.
Do you do the same thing?
Exactly.
Tactic. Anything else you want to talk about? I'd rate this a 10 out of 10 podcast.
I don't know. Actually, I have no fucking idea. We've had a lot. What time isn't it?
Let me just quickly check my name.
3:33. Oh, fuck. It hasn't even been that long.
What time did we get in here? No, we got in here at 2. No, we got in here at 2. Dude, check. I sent you Instagram, WhatsApp, and text. I said 2, 2, 2.
I got here early.
But it's been an hour and a half.
Oh. I said, oh.
Your eyes just glaze up. You're like, oh.
Sometimes I have blood claim.
That is a statistic. Put an hour off, mate. Like, wait, do you know what planet we're on?
I'm not argue with that.
That felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, screaming over the top of each other.
It was hectic.
Yeah.
TikTok, dopamine, well done. All right, 10 out of 10.
All right.
That's a wrap. Cut.
It's all right.
Cut.